People go into relationship with beautiful desires, but they end up producing relationships that resembles the patterns they've been exposed to. There is what we call subconscious programming. There are things that you have seen. There are things you've been exposed to, which you have been exposed to over and over again. You may not like them, you may like them, and you may say, well, you know what? When I want to get married, when I want to get into a relationship, when I get into a relationship, I'm not going to do that. Wishing does not change it. Deal with that negative pattern. When you see it before you get into a relationship, give attention to it. Make sure that we address that matter before we get married. Never think that when we get married, that's going to be fixed. It doesn't happen like that. What are some of the most powerful secrets that makes relationships and marriages to work? What are some of the most powerful things that we need to know in order to make our relationships and our marriages to work? So whether you're single parent, you are divorced, separated, whatever your status is, we want to look at some of the things that makes for healthy, productive, and high-performing relationships. And I'm very confident that that's what you want. You want your relationship to be healthy. You want your relationship to be high-performing, to be a high-performing relationship. So what are some of the key things that you may have to start considering? Don't forget that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, all right? By wisdom is a house built. By understanding, it is established. By wisdom is a house built. By understanding, it is established. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your time. So if your marriage is going to be stable, it has to be built on wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. It is critical that we get more knowledge. In Psalms 11 in verse 3, the Bible says, if the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? If the foundations are destroyed. So most of the challenges we have in marriage are foundational matters. Most of the challenges we have in our relationships are foundational, very basic issues. But you know, no matter how wonderful, how glamorous a building is, if the foundation of it is faulty, the building will not last. The building will not withstand the test of time. So it's critical that we revisit foundations so that we can be successful when it comes to our relationships. All right? Let's get down to the core principles for having healthy relationships and marriages. Things you need to do and know, things you need to know and do and be in order for you to have healthy relationships and marriages. Number one, I want to share the first secret with you. Be authentic. Be authentic. This is really going to inspire you. You want to have a qualitative relationship. You want to have a great marriage. You want to have good partnership. You want to make sure you are able to bring people around you and you are able to keep them. You want to be able to attract a life partner and keep the life partner. You want to have a marriage that outlasts the trials of life. You want to be able to have a family that grows in strength over time. You want to be able to have the marriage and relationship of your dreams. Number one, the greatest secret is be authentic. Write that down. Be authentic. Now stop wearing masks. To be authentic means you should stop wearing masks. Authentic people unmask themselves. In Genesis chapter 1, chapter 2, the Bible says when God created man in the Garden of Eden, brought a wife to the man, chapter 2, the Bible said the two of them were naked and were not ashamed. Naked and not ashamed. Simply put, they were authentic, they were unmasked. All right? They were not relating with each other with mask. Nothing destroys relationships in this 21st century like two masked individuals saying I love you. The reality is you don't even know who you are loving. You don't even know who you are saying I love you to, because you are actually falling in love with their mask. And on the other hand too, the person is relating with your mask. There is too much artificiality in our days. So people are getting married only to find out that the man who spoke nice English turned out to be someone who never went to the university. And the woman is shocked, but she's already married to him. What should I do? How do I go and tell the world that I was such a foolish person who didn't even have time to investigate deeply enough to know the person that I was relating with? Well, you were fooled by the mask. You can ask some married persons today, they will tell you how much regrets and pains they are having now. Some can leave their marriage for several reasons because, hey, they fell in love with a mask. And if marriages are going to last, if marriages and relationships are going to be strong, we must stop relating with the mask. So be authentic. Get rid of the mask. Number 2, be delivered. The first one is be authentic. Number 2, be delivered. And when I say be delivered, what am I talking about? I'm saying deal with your baggage. Be delivered from the baggage from your past. You have traveled too much into the present and you are almost going into the future with the baggage from your past. Every time you want to make decision, your first reference point is to your bag, your baggage of past experiences, pains, and traumas. You want to relate with the man, the first thing you do, God has brought a nice man to you, a nice woman to you now. Instead of relating with the person, the first thing you are doing is consulting with your past. That was how in the past that man came. That was how in the past that woman came. That was how also she started talking. And before you know, you are relating with an innocent person through the lenses of someone who hurts you. The implication is that over time, you are going to hinder the flow of true affection in that relationship. You wonder why, after all is said and done, you wonder why the person walked away. Because the person couldn't connect with you. Why? You were relating with the person through the lenses of your past. The baggage of yesterday is controlling the language of today. The memories of the past are influencing your interaction with this innocent person who has now become a victim of yesterday's happening. Hey, be delivered from your past. Deal with your baggage. It's time to unpack your bag. You cannot continue into the future holding on to the things of yesterday. And I'm talking to someone who needs to unpack your bag. It's time to investigate your thought patterns. It's time to look deep into your memories, the way you think, your paradigm, your thinking pattern, and ask yourself, what are the memories that I hold so dear? What are the things that I always think about? Are these things going to help me where I am going to? Will this help me in this new relationship? It's time to unpack your bags. It's time to unpack your baggage. It's time to check yourself. Renew your mind. Romans chapter 12 in verse 2. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's therefore critical for you to know that if you're going to have a great relationship, never forget, be delivered from your past. Be delivered from the baggage of your past. You can't go to the next level carrying the past with you. Don't complicate the life of an innocent person with the things that have happened to you in the past. Don't allow an innocent man or woman become an object of suspicion because of what somebody did to you in the past. That was then, this is now. That was him, this is somebody else. Number 3, be trustworthy. You want to build a wonderful relationship. You want to build a healthy relationship. One of the powerful secrets to building a healthy relationship is to be trustworthy. To be trustworthy. Because if you cannot be entrusted, if you cannot be trusted now, you cannot be entrusted with the future. Write that down. If I can't trust you now, I can't entrust you with my future. So if you're going to build a very strong and healthy relationship, you must learn to be trusted. You must learn to be trustworthy. It is very, very critical. You cannot be entrusted with the future if you cannot be trusted in the present. You need to write that down. You cannot be entrusted with the future if you cannot be trusted now. It is critical to note that. Listen to this. In Proverbs chapter 20, in verse 7. The righteous man walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. So what we are saying is, you must learn to walk in integrity. You must learn to be trustworthy. That when you say, I love you, you mean it, and your words can be trusted. Not that when you say, I love you, it is a word you have given to 3 other individuals. You can be trusted. If you say, I'm going to the office, and if you say, I am in the office as at 10 p.m. in the night, let it be that you can be trusted to be in the office. Let it be that when you say you're on your way home, you are actually on your way home. Be trustworthy. Make sure that someone who is in a relationship with you can truly trust. Once the instinct of an individual begins to question the trust that they have for you, it can be the beginning of very serious situations in your relationship. Number 4, if you are going to build a very successful relationship, never forget this: be sacrificial. Be sacrificial. You must be willing to give up good things for great things. You must be willing to give up what you want for what you need. No relationship becomes successful without sacrifice. And in sacrifice, maturity requires that there are certain things you like but must give up so that you can truly get what you really, really need in your relationship. You may have to give up going out at certain times so you can spend more time with your partner. There is no successful marriage, no successful relationship without sacrifice. One of the ways by which you know that you are in relationship with a baby who is dressed up as an adult is that babies don't like to make sacrifices. When you give your kids chocolates and all of that, they don't like to give it to you. They like to hold on to it. One of the ways by which you know that you are dealing with an adult baby is that they don't like to make sacrifices that makes relationships to work. Sacrifice involves forfeiting what you cherish for a greater benefit. Sacrifice requires that you actually let go of what you used to enjoy as a single so that you can now enjoy your marriage. It is the proof of value. Sacrifice is the proof that you value something. That is your relationship. You value your partner. So you give up something for the sake of your partner. So sacrifice is the proof of value. It is the proof of desire. I desire to be with my wife, so I give up some things. I sacrifice them because I value the time I will be spending with my wife or children more than such things. Everything in life has a price. Everything in life has a price. Sacrifice is the foundation for successful marriages and relationships. I love the words of Elizabeth Elliot. Listen to what she said. There is nothing wrong with a marriage that sacrifice won't heal. My goodness. There is nothing wrong with a marriage that sacrifice won't help. One of the major causes of problems in marriages is self-centeredness. Me, my, I. These are the things that destroys marriages. Number 5, be committed. Be committed. To be committed means you have maximum dedication and devotion to your priority, which is your relationship. Maximum dedication and devotion to your priority, which is your relationship. That is what commitment is all about. What you don't walk on will never walk out. Committed people walk on their marriages, they walk on their relationships. That's why it works out. Let me say this: you will never find a working marriage without a working couple. So if you see a marriage working anywhere, check behind the marriage. You'll find two individuals who are equally committed to working their marriages. It is critical for you to know that. Be satisfying. Number 6, be satisfying. Desire and determine to define what exactly the real need of your partner is, and devote your effort towards meeting the real need of your partner. Be a satisfying partner. Focus on meeting the real need of your partner. You will never be considered satisfying when the real need of your partner is ignored. It is therefore incumbent upon you to figure out what the real need of your partner is, and then commit yourself to meeting that real need. Number 7, be spiritual. Be spiritual. Your spirituality will determine the stability of your relationship. The more time you spend with God, the more grace you receive to be able to relate with your partner. It's usually not an easy thing to relate with human beings. Human beings are complicated. Our backgrounds sometimes are messed up. Sometimes growing up, we grew up through all kinds of situations. It will only take the grace of God at work in your life on a daily basis from the altar of prayer and fellowship with God to be able to stay long in any marriage or relationship. He giveth grace to the humble. He giveth grace to the humble. The more you spend time in God's presence, the more grace He gives to you to be able to deal with the different editions of human beings you meet in life. "5:50 a.m. tomorrow morning. Call your brother, your sister, call everyone, anyone you care about. Let them join us in God's presence where testimonies are abounding on a daily basis. We're seeing the power of God to heal, to deliver, to set free. Barren wombs being opened, the dead being brought back to life, careers bouncing back. We're seeing destinies being repositioned by God. This God is beyond description. He is a faithful God. We brag with our God, and we want those close to you to experience the same. So let everyone join us 5:50 a.m. West African time tomorrow as we converge on this altar to seek the face of the God who has been answering us on a daily basis.